Hey, this is Captainoob, and this is the CZ57 Avenger. This is yet another New Vegas weapon that is being created as a Fallout 4 standalone weapon, which is pretty sweet. This particular one was the unique minigun in New Vegas, obviously. You could pick this up from, I believe, what was called the Devil's Throat, and it had a lot of super mutants and centaurs in there, so it was fun to test it out on them as soon as you got it. But that's what it looks like there. I've got a regular minigun just to compare between the two. There's a regular minigun, and you can tell that the barrel is a little bit different, and you've got a little bit of retexture with a bit of red here on the CZ Avenger there. And unfortunately on this side it's backwards, but if you go ahead and see on this side, which that's fine, but I'm pretty sure it'd be better if that was backwards, because you can't really see all that much of that one, but that's fine. That's probably just some sort of texture mapping issue that Bethesda has. But anyways, that's what it looks like. Does 3 more damage than the regular minigun. Piss that off. And now we can go ahead and attach what barrels we want. So the accelerated barrel is also a changed one. That actually looks pretty cool. And you got the tri-barrel, which doesn't look a whole lot altered, but it does a little bit more damage at the cost of some fire rate. We'll chuck on the accelerated barrel for just a better damage output, and the gunner side will go on it, and you can have a shredder if you want. We'll leave this one without a shredder, but we'll definitely pick one up because I haven't really showed that off all that much. And of course there's a legendary slot here if we feel like this thing isn't quite doing it for us, and you know what, we might actually use that at some point, because I've got not to insult Captain Ultimate or anything, but I've got low expectations for miniguns in Fallout 4. Sorry, it's just, it comes with the territory. Alright, we'll get into Gunner's Plaza and see what this bad boy can do. Okay, so in Gunner's Plaza now, and this is the CZ57 in first person there. You can tell it looks alright with its minor textures and mesh changes. That's what it looks like in third person there. Pretty decent all round, and you'll notice that the ammo capacity, like the thing in New Vegas, is half of what the minigun actually is, so that makes it a little bit more like it in there. Now you might have noticed that I absolutely destroyed that gunner quickly. That is because I was getting sneak attack crits on her. Now that we aren't getting sneak attack crits, we're only getting 6 damage per hit against these guys. 9 damage on him because he's a little bit less of a level, I suppose. What are you? Yeah, you're a lieutenant, which is higher than captain for some reason, I don't know. Anyways, there we go, we've taken out those turrets there, and as you can tell here, this thing suffers from Fallout 4's minigun sucks-itis, so yeah, not very enjoyable to use. But to that end, we've brought a one with a tri-barrel. This one has the legendary effect of doing 25% chance to have a critical hit, so it's kind of like overdrive in a way, but as you can tell there, it's not really doing much to really buff this thing. Obviously there's a certain legendary effect that people like to see on their miniguns that I could use, but we've already seen an explosive minigun many times here on Captainoob, and we'll probably see it again, but now is not the time for that. We want something a little bit more tame, so we not just mop the floor with these guys that easily. We'll give them a little bit of a chance to fight there. Anyways, that gunner is dead there. We'll get stuck into killing these turrets now. Not a very effective weapon. In fact, I'm going to go into VATS to fight Captain Bridget over there. We did get a nice stagger on her, which is a virtue of the heavy weapons in this game. You can actually stagger people quite easily with the minigun since it fires so fast, and heavy gunner gives you a chance to stagger as a base percentage anyway, so that's pretty good. Damn it, she popped the stim pack and ran into cover. That's not good. But she didn't get many hits on us, which is ideal. So we'll just finish off this guy. Oh wait, we have to reload because we've got bad ammo capacity. We'll just go ahead, go up to his face and get him there. If we could just keep nailing headshots on these guys, it'll get them down a lot quicker there. Oh, you're quick, aren't you? It's hard to track you with the mouse. And then you jump up and die in a spectacular way. What a brilliant send-off for Bridget in this particular video. Alright, so we're being attacked by twins and some other guy with a plasma rifle. Stop that, mister. There we go. We'll just have to keep focusing on the headshots. I like how you can see the heat of the minigun distort the air around the target. Ah, yes, Fallout 4. In some places, you made the minigun really cool, but in others, it sucks. Anyways, I was kind of hoping that the minigun would be slightly more buff. Also, stop that turret, because this is taking way too long to kill these guys. If you actually want to see a decent minigun, just look at the chain gun video I did a couple of days back there, because that is definitely one solid weapon. Also, did anyone notice the filter change there? Because I did. I'll just stagger that gunner to death. And yes, it is now not very orange in this place. The game must have said, okay, dark time now, and everything went sort of blue. Okay, we'll just finish off the rest of these gunners, and then we'll do something else with our Avenger, because this is obviously not going to cut it against super mutants now, is it? We'll just quickly finish off the rest of you. We'll try to get the headshots there, seeming to be doing good there. I like how the miniguns projectiles do the sort of explodey sort of thing. They've got little explodey, I'm not sure if I could call it textures or meshes. They're just effects, that's the word, that happens when you shoot things, which is kind of nice. And have a giggle there, and we are done with Gunner's Plaza this time, and it took a while, so I'm going to change this minigun slightly. Not with legendary effects, but in its modifications. Okay, so dumping all of our rounds on the side of a street, now we've got a shredding CZ57, so it may not be known to everyone, but the minigun has a shredder on it which you can actually utilize if you have 0 5mm bullets in your inventory. And basically what happens when you hold the trigger down, the barrel will spin like normal, but instead of doing damage by shooting bullets, you'll go ahead and shred them, just like this. And these guys are super mutant warlords, and you are susceptible to stagger when you do this, so it's probably best to get some adamant syringes in here to make you nice and immune to this shit. But if you can get the critical hits due to the basher perk and nail those headshots with it, you can actually shred their face for more damage. You can actually drop the super mutant warlords faster than you could by simply shooting them with bullets, provided that you've got no legendary effects on the thing. Anyways, where's this other super mutant? There he is, Mr. Warlord there. Now, it's key for us to keep on staggering him like this, because if he's staggered like that, he will never be able to hit us because he's just in a perma stagger, and as soon as he gets out of his little animation there, we've hit him enough for this thing to hit him again. And yes, good old basher perk makes a good use of this thing. You don't really see a lot of use out of that perk, at least when I'm playing, but yeah, you can actually make it pretty good there. And would you believe a minigun with no ammo is better than a minigun with ammo? Just make sure you don't pick up any 5mm when you're going along, because you will load them into the weapon like normal, and then you'll have to empty it out or drop them and unequip and re-equip the weapon to actually have it go again. Also, what is that butcher doing up here? I'm pretty sure he killed all the people. Anyways, hang on. Super mutants aren't people. Right. Go down to these warlords here, and it's also worth mentioning that it does consume AP when you're doing this. So if you've got a low endurance or just low agility where you don't have a lot of these bad boys called AP around, then yeah, it can be a little bit more hard to use. But if you're in power armor, that AP drain is completely negated, so I'm not sure why it takes AP to use this weapon. It's probably because the thing is completely out of balance, and it is taking a little bit of your strength to actually hold it in place there. Also, the screen rattles around whenever you stagger something, which makes it very screen shaky, which is kind of nauseating a little bit if you get motion sickness like that, but I'm fine with it. It was much worse on PS4 because the screen would shake much more out of proportion. Also, what are you guys doing? How did they not detect me? Last one to chop up would be Mr. Warlord there. We'll just get nice up close to him, hit him on the face for 11, and since you're hitting him that fast, you can get a respectable amount of damage on him. So there you have it. That is how you make the minigun not suck, provided you don't have any bullets with it. Pretty impractical weapon, all things considered. Welcome to the radiated shithole of the glowing sea, and the last thing we'll do to finish off this video is kill a giant deathclaw with our CZ57 Avenger. Look at these scorpions running in to take on the giant deathclaw. I wouldn't do that if I were you, unless I've got an explosive minigun, but I don't have an explosive minigun either. This is the furious one, so we're going to do a little bit more better damage each time we hit him. We'll just start off this fight just by critting him as much as possible. Now the good thing about not using the, also that was a nice cinematic shot, the good thing about not using explosive here is all the explosive damage, oh that's it again, and ugh, can I just finish off this thought game? Yes, the good thing about not using the explosive weapon here is we won't get all of the wayward splash damage to kill the things around him. That means we should be able just to keep on stacking this damage, provided we can hit him consecutively, which doesn't work a lot when there's a lot of things around him that would take the bullets. There we go. I think we've reset it. I think we've hit something else along that sort of thing. But we've got more of that things to go, and we'll go ahead and just shoot him there. Also, that's the 5mm bullet in slow motion, by the way. I'm pretty sure that was through a microscope, because this thing must fire bloody needles and tiny bullets if it does that low damage. Okay, there we go. We're getting a little bit better damage each time, approximately 15% according to Creation Kit, so that is nice. So we just got to make sure we hit him consistently there, and I guess we can have the minigun finish off some rad scorpions once we're done here. So there we go, now he's coming after me. The stacks have reset, but that's fine. We'll go for his belly now that he's nice and close, and we should be able to finish him off just like that. And there you go, that was a very cheap fight against the Deathclaw, but you can have a little bit of power, and you're totally able to do that when you've got the legendary effects that are craftable in your weapons workbench there. So, you know what, that's fine. Sometimes things need a buff for them to be good with legendary effects, and a minigun is a prime example of that. So I'll leave this video here. If you'd like to see this thing in your game, be sure to check out the description below. There shall be a link for PC and Xbox One players alike. And if you like this thing on the PS4 level, well, external assets, blah blah blah, but you can use some of the legendary effects that I've created on your miniguns there, and you can give them a buff that way. So yeah, I'll link my companion mods for that as well. There's going to be a whole bunch of links down there. Just have a look.